Hello YouTube, this is the Oz Commander. I'm going to be doing my very first DLC review, which I did half co-op and half gameplay, which is up right now if you can go check it out. Now, just to clarify, this is a review of the DLC for PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. It's not a review for the game. I'm not going to be giving the whole verdict from the game. I'm just going to be giving the verdict of the DLC characters and the map. And the minions, but I mean, I'm not going to be taking that into consideration. It's just a few minions. Sorry, it's not going to matter that much about the minions. But let's talk about what the DLC includes. It includes 2 new characters, Cat from Gravity Rush, and Emmett Graves. I think it's Emmett Graves. It's E-M-M-E-T. Graves, I'm not sure. One of the two. And a new map, which is the... I'm not sure. It's a mixture between Heavenly Sword and... This is if you've watched the gameplay, you'd remember that me and my friend were having an argument as to what it was. He was thinking that it was at first he thought it was Sonic, and then afterwards, when he realized it wasn't Sony, it was more Nintendo or Sega. He then switched to Tomb Raider because he saw a person climbing up the wall, and then we figured out that that wasn't Lara Croft. And plus, Tomb Raider is not a PlayStation franchise anymore. It's moved on to, I think, Ubisoft maybe 2K. I don't think it's 2K. I think it's Ubisoft. It's moved on to one of the two though, and they're making a new game for both platforms, and I think PC. It's definitely Xbox and PS3, but I'm not sure about Wii U or PC. Anyway, so it's a mixture between that and what I think. I'm pretty sure about this as well. Wipeout. I'm not sure what Wipeout. Just Wipeout in general. So that's the map. It switches stages, by the way. At first it starts off like a little stage. There's not like a huge walls at the side or anything. It's pretty open, and yeah, you fight on that, and then that starts to break. It demolishes, and then you fall down to like a whole laddery stage, and there's shit to jump on. And then there's cars that fly past on the side on these vertical, twisty rails. And the only game I can think of that's like that, and the cars that look like it, is Wipeout. And Wipeout's a PlayStation franchise, so it kind of makes sense to me. But I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know if I am, but it does make sense to me. Anyway, now how do the characters play? I've got to say, I'll start off with the characters. Emmett Graves, the guy's name, the guy from Starhawk, he's pretty crappy. He doesn't have a lot of moves. He has I'm going to give you this is seriously all the moves he has. He has a melee attack where he punches, which is square. He has the up one with the knife and down with the knife. He has a mine that you can throw out. With triangle, you can pull out his gun, fire up, fire across, and fire down, which throws a mine. And then circle across both ways is a turret. Circle without anything fires similar to Parappa the Rapper's jukebox, where he throws down a radio or jukebox, whatever it is, and it generates AP. Similar to that, but a turret comes down and it generates AP for whoever collects it, not just the character. Up and down, I think both just generate 2 different types of weapons, which you can then pick up. No one else can pick up the weapons, just you. And I must say, I'm personally, this is my experience with the character, he doesn't, that's not a lot of moves compared to the rest of the characters. You'll find yourself, what you'll be doing, or what I was doing, was chucking down a turret, using the square button, because the shoot is similar, the shot with the assault rifle is similar to Dante's with the pistols, where, yeah, you can do them, but they don't really do anything. Like, they don't make him fly back, all they do is stop him for a little while and you get 10 AP. Like, it's fucking 10. You get nothing for that. There's really no point, and I can't see why you would want to use the gun. But you'll find yourself, what you do is chuck down a turret, and go up close and try and get melees, and occasionally throw down a mine. And that's basically rinse and repeat the whole way through. Turret, mine, go up and melee. Turret, mine, go up and melee. Although I didn't figure out about the mine until I was actually versing the character and realised that he could throw down a mine. So you didn't see me at all use the mine. Although I can definitely see if I knew about that, that's how I would incorporate it into my strategy. But yeah, you barely ever use the generate AP, or I didn't. I wasn't a big fan of it. And you won't find yourself very often calling down a weapon, because when you're in the heat of fire, unless you've just killed someone, you may call down a weapon and grab it, but in the heat of fire, when you're fighting someone, you can't call it down, go over to it, grab the weapon, and then start shooting with it. You'll find yourself, when you come down, you'll go to pick it up, and you'll get hit. So that's just my experience with the character, but yeah, I don't really, he wasn't a, his supers are pretty good, I'll say that. His level 1 is about a 4, maybe a 5.5 actually. It's a 5, you know, like it's pretty much going the same scale as my other 2 reviews. A 5 is average, and I'd say it's just slightly above average. It reminds me a little bit of Radix's level 2 mixed with his level 1. His level 1 where he fires a missile and it goes like a certain length, and his level 2 where he fires a giant line. His is sort of, he goes in the line and he fires a rocket and it goes about maybe 3 meters or 3.5 meters, and then if it hits someone then it blows up. His level 2, this is hit or miss. It really depends, really. His level 2 is he calls down like a giant spaceship rocket turret, I'm not sure what it is, and it hits the ground, and everyone in that area dies. But I don't understand this super, because it's hit or miss really. A lot of the time it would hit, but when it doesn't, they'd be pretty much right next to it, and I'd be like, what the fuck, that hit last time, why didn't it, he's closer than he was last time, and last time it hit him, so why didn't that one hit him? And you'll find yourself a little bit confused as to why this is. Taking into consideration, if it wasn't for that little misdirection and programming error, I think it's a programming error. It may just be unluckiness, but I think it may be a program error. So if it wasn't by that, I'd probably give it a 6. But because of that, I'm going to have to give it a 4.75, just under average. His level 3, however, is this one depends. It's similar to Sweet Tooth's level 3, where he pulls out the fucking giant mech. This one is a bit more powerful than Sweet Tooth's mech, though. This one can fly, and it's not as slow as the other one. Although I only used it once, maybe twice, and I think Dan used it once as well. But he just flew across the screen. I tried to fire it, and he fired in one direction. Like, I couldn't control to do a whole blast around that side. I could fire in one direction, and I have to be going back, firing, and trying to get in the right move, trying to get in the right spot, as well as hit a character. So that was the only thing you could really do. So I ended up just turning into to the plane and just making it a screen clearer. But what's good about that super is, what I like about it, is at first you can use it similar to Sweet Tooth, and then when you're just about to run out, you can use it as a screen clearer. So you can get as many kills as you can with the mech, and then you can switch it to a screen clearer and clear out the whole screen, which is what I liked about it. And that super, I would probably give a 6.5. It was actually pretty good. Even though I didn't use it, I could tell it was very tactical, and I saw people online who used the character were using it pretty well. The super, so I can understand that being a general aspect. Now on to the second character, Kat from Gravity Rush. This character I really enjoyed, I must say. She's an all-round character. Her moveset has a triangle move, which sort of is just a dash. Her circle move is sort of like a drill. She turns into a drill. But I hate the little loading time at the start, because when you'll generally see yourself getting hit at the start when you're just about to power it up and then charge. But when it does, when you're in a group of enemies that are in like a corner, you use that and you can get quite a bit of AP because you get 30 each hit you get. So I found myself pretty much swapping between triangle and circle a lot, and then occasionally use square. And square is just a regular melee hit. And then, you know, there's up, circle, triangle, there's up, down, left and right for all three of them. And now her supers. Her supers I really like. This was the main part that I actually really liked about the character. Her level 1, I'd say, is up there with Sly Cooper's and Ratchet and Clank's, which in my opinion are the two best, which a lot of people say Ratchet and Clank's is. I actually personally think Sly Cooper's is a little better than his, because of the fact it is exceptionally hard to stop Sly Cooper's level 1. Like when he calls on Murray, you're basically fucked. You can't hit him and stop the super. With Ratchet, he has to pull the gun out and then start it, which in that time frame you can hit him and stop the super, which is similar to Kat's, where when she's starting the jump forward, you sometimes, if you can get it just right, you can stop her. But it's a little bit harder than it is to hit Ratchets, and a little bit weaker than it is to hit Sly's, because Sly, pretty much unless you're behind him, you can't stop the super, because it's right in front of him and it's larger than him. So imagine trying to stop like a ginormous hippo, and he doesn't start it up either. He immediately hits it, out he comes. So that's why I think his is the best super, and that's why he's my favourite character. Now, if on a Royale scale to 1 to 10, I'd probably give her super. I'd probably give Sly's a 9.5, and I'd probably give Ratchet's a 9. So I'm going to give Kat's a 9.25 in accordance with all other level 1s of the game. Her level 2, it was okay. It's a lot like so I'm trying to remember, Sir Daniel. It's a lot like Sir Daniel's level 1, where he calls on like homing missiles and then they home out on people. She goes into a ball, she goes up in the air and she fires out 3 waves of, I think it's like stones, rocks, and then they go onto, and then they follow onto people. This was okay, but if you roll out the way, you can easily dodge it 3 times. But it's a better than average level 2. I'd probably give her level 2 maybe a 5.5. It was, yeah, like I just said, it was alright. It's a little bit better than average. And now her level 3. Her level 3 is pretty generic, a lot like the others. Kratos, Dante, Jak and Dexter, they're pretty much all similar. What happens to her, she has a cat that follows her. The cat pretty much morphs in with her, and she becomes like a bear-type creature. And pretty much she can hit, simple moves: square, go across, triangle, go forward and hit, similar to Kratos. And then she does something similar to Jak, where he goes into the ball, and then if someone's in that ball, you can move a little bit when he's summoned in the ball. Then when the ball ends, it'll kill someone in that blast radius. So it's similar in that aspect to Jak's. But thinking about that, in accordance, apart from those 3 or 4 characters that have that type of super, that super's fairly good and fairly easy to use and fairly good to get kills with. So I'd probably give the level 3 a 6.5. Actually, no, I take that back. Probably a 6.25. Now for the level, I'm not big with the level, I'll be honest with you. I like the stages where, one, they either have a character that I'm a fan of. Like, for instance, my favourite level is the Resistance level, because it incorporates Ratchet and Clank, which is my favourite franchise, and Resistance, which is also one of my favourite franchises. And I like how it's just a generic level. It has one platform there, space between there, and the side blows up, and that's basically the whole level. And then there's a couple of added things that happen. It's not like a fucking huge level where you can go here, there, fucking things up there. It's just a plain level, and I like that. Accordance with the characters innovated with the level. In this level, however, there's a lot more things going on. At first, you just start off with a generic platform and then that blows up, you fall down, and then you go into one of those. I'd say this is about a medium to large level. It's not something like Black Wheel from Twisted Metal's level, where you know there's a platform there, one in the middle. It's not like that. It's more platform one there, platform there, straight line, and that's good. That's it's more like a sort of a wave like that down the bottom. So that's good. I like that. How it's not too big, but I don't really like large levels. I like the small levels because that's my playstyle. I like the ones where it's kind of hard to escape. So I'd probably give the Heavenly Sword level, I think it was called Firefall, actually thinking about it. It was something with an F. I'd probably give the Firefall level a 6.75. It's a little bit smaller. I like the start of it, how it starts off small and then it gets to a medium to large level. So that's what I like about the level. And how about the sides? How if you hit someone over there, they get electrocuted and lose HP, where you can go and pick up the AP. In accordance with just a regular wall, where you hit them, they bounce off it, and then you have to go chase them. So I like how one wall on the side, where you most of the time hit them, you get electrocuted and lose HP. AP, I quite like that. The minions, I'm not going to go on about the minions. The only minion that I don't really care much for the minions, I'll be honest. I like how they added Dr. Nefarious. You have to get 2 level 80s, which I'm going to be working on off camera. I'm going to be trying to get Kratos, because at the moment I've only got Sly Cooper at 563. Obviously he's my most used character. And my next main is Kratos, which is level 60, so I'm going to be trying to get him. Plus he's an easy character to use, so it's going to be easy to get him to 80. And you get Dr. Nefarious and a panda. I can't remember what the panda's from, but Dr. Nefarious is obviously, just as I said, Ratchet and Clank. So I'm going to be trying to get him. There's also, other ones from like Buzz and Golf, and then there's other ones that are accordance with the characters that are already in the roster. Like there's another Jack and Dexter, another Sly Cooper, another Killzone character. There's a pretty much for every character there's another sidekick minion, which is good. But I'm not going to rate that because obviously I don't really care about that, and it doesn't come with the DLC. You have to buy it separate. Same with the map, but the map's $3. I mean, the 2 characters are free at the moment, I think just for the week, and the map's $3. And I think that's what most people call the DLC, the 2 characters on the map. They wouldn't just say the 2 characters, or 1 character each, 1 character and 1 map. So I'm going to put them in a general aspect of all 3 together. Now I'm going to individually get actually I've already rated the map, so I'm going to do both characters on what I would rate both characters, with all the supers, with all the moves, and add the 2 characters together and add the map together. Now I would give Emmett Graves, as the reasons mentioned previously, I'd give Emmett Graves probably a 4.5. He just wasn't my tasting. I didn't really enjoy using him. He didn't have a lot of moves. That's probably my main problem that I didn't like about him. He got AP fairly fast. I just didn't like his moveset. The supers were pretty good. They were alright, but I need more moves. I can't just have the 1 melee button, send in a turn and throw down a mine. I need more moves. And Emmett, I'll be honest with you, I really enjoyed Kat. She's probably my second favourite character after Sly Cooper. And I was actually saying one part at the very first time I played her, she was my favourite character, or she was at the same level. But after playing with her for a little bit, she probably dropped down a little bit. But still second place, pretty close. Sly Cooper, on the ratings, I'd probably give a 10 because he's my favourite character of the game. He's not perfect, obviously, but he's my favourite character of the game. So it's like saying my favourite game is it's my favourite game. So obviously, I'm going to rate it a 10 if it's my favourite game. Now, because she's just a little lower, I would probably say she's a 9.75. But generally, most people would say she's about an 8, 8.5. But in my opinion, 9.75. So now the DLC in general, is it worth the money? Now, the DLC is only $3 for the week, and I think it's like at $2 for America. For me, it was $3 for the map. But without the map, you get 2 characters for free, so it's no shit. I mean, why wouldn't you buy why wouldn't you get the 2 characters for the week if you have the game, obviously? So I don't see why I wouldn't get that. I'd definitely say at the moment buy the characters. I definitely buy Cat. You can choose about Emmett Graves after the week. If you're going to be downloading and you're watching this video in the week that's still free, you might as well get both of them. But if it's afterwards and they still cost maybe $1, $2, if you from the reasons you like and you're similar to me, skip Emmett Graves, but get Cat. Cat is essential. She's exceptionally good. Emmett Graves, probably a skip if you're similar to me and you don't really like that play style. But yeah, definitely get Cat. The map for $2, it's another map really, but honestly I don't know about the map. The map's fine, it's just a generic map, I don't really know. It depends if you like to start off with medium and go to medium to large. I'm sorry, small to medium and large. I'm not really a big fan of the map, but it really depends. I'd probably say medium. Get it if you want, but it's not essential. I'd probably say it's about a medium. For Emmett Graves, probably a skip depending on your playstyle, but for me I'd probably say skip. For Cat, must get for me, and the map probably even. Don't really care if you do, don't really care if you get. So that's my opinions. Overall, the DLC I'd probably give a 5.5. It's slightly better than an average DLC for a game for the amount of money you pay, but at the same time, these are things that should be included with the fucking game. Just a character and a map. Although the characters are free, which is why I've boosted it up to a 5.5. But thinking about it, after the week, they're not free. They're $2 or $3. They're $1 or $2. So if it's around $6. $6 for a DLC that should be included with the game, which is 2 characters and a map. Probably shouldn't pay. So that's my opinion. Thank you for watching. I will be uploading the gameplay of Skyrim tomorrow, and the review of the Dragonborn DLC as well as the gameplay just mentioned. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned.